My parents always told me we were an ordinary family. We lived in an ordinary house, in an ordinary town, and did ordinary things. But one rainy Tuesday, I found a secret that proved our lives were anything but ordinary. It all started when I was cleaning out the attic. A dusty graveyard of forgotten memories. Mom had asked me to look for old Christmas decorations. But what I found wasn't tinsel or Tucked away in a dark corner, under a pile of my dad's old college textbooks, was a small, locked wooden box. I'd never seen it before. Curiosity got the better of me. I remembered Dad kept a spare key for his old filing cabinet in a jar of loose screws on his workbench. It was a long shot, but my heart pounded as I raced down to the garage. The key fit. With a click, the lock sprang open. My hands trembled as I lifted the lid. Inside, there was no treasure, no old love letters. Just a single, yellowed envelope. On the front, in my mother's familiar handwriting, were 2 words that made my blood run cold. Emma's file. I pulled out a sheaf of papers. They weren't just papers. They were adoption documents. My adoption documents. My name. My birth date. ... But the names listed as my birth parents were strangers. It felt like the floor had dropped out from under me. I read them again and again, the words blurring through my tears. My whole life, my entire identity, was a lie. I wasn't their daughter! Who was I? I looked at an old family photo on the nightstand. The 3 of us smiling at Disneyland. Was any of it real? That evening, the silence at the dinner table was deafening. The smiling, happy family from the photo was gone, replaced by a stranger and 2 people I didn't even know. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore. I placed the documents on the table between the mashed potatoes and the gravy boat. I found this in the attic, I whispered, my voice shaking. My mom gasped, her hand flying to her mouth. My dad closed his eyes, his face pale. The tension was so thick I could barely breathe. My parents looked at each other, a silent conversation passing between them. Then, my dad began to speak. They told me everything! My birth mother was my mom's younger sister, my aunt, who had me when she was just 16, and couldn't care for me, to avoid a family scandal and give me a stable home. My parents had adopted me and raised me as their own. They were going to tell me when I turned 18, they swore. They were just ... scared. Scared of losing me. Hearing the truth, seeing the fear and love in their eyes, my anger started to fade, replaced by a wave of confusion and a strange sense of relief. They weren't strangers who had lied to me. They were my family, who had loved me so much they were willing to carry this secret to protect me. We talked for hours that night, crying and sharing stories. The secret that had almost torn us apart ended up bringing us closer. My life wasn't the simple story I thought it was. It was more complicated, more painful, but also filled with more love than I could have imagined. Finding out I was adopted didn't change who my parents were. It just showed me the true depth of their love. Family isn't just about blood. It's about who shows up, who stays, and who loves you unconditionally. Secrets and all. Thank you so much for watching my story. If you've ever felt like your world was turned upside down, know that you're not alone and healing is possible. Don't forget to like this video and hit subscribe to follow more of our stories. See you next time!